Jai Baba, chapter 122. There was a very pious sannyasin by the name of Swami Vasudevananda who arrived on the banks of the holy river Godavari. He was well known as a scholar and one who had advocated the path of Karma Marg. A number of prominent people in and around Nanded decided to go and take his darshan. They arrived on the banks of the Sri Godavari river and prostrated at the Swami's feet. Conversation began and somehow the topic of Shirdi cropped up. If Shirdi is mentioned, can Sai be far behind? The moment the Swami heard the mention of Sai, he folded his hands. We have great love for Sai. He is free from the bondages of karma, maya, and the cycle of life and death. He is our brother and we love him dearly. He then bent down and picked up a coconut. He shut his eyes, prayed, and then handed the coconut to Pundalika Rao. Please place this humble offering at our Baba's feet with deep reverence and folded hands. Please request our brother Sai that may his grace be upon me, this poor creature, so that I may always remember him and that my love for him should only grow more and more with each passing moment. Please do not forget my offering to Sai when you next go to Shirdi. We as Swamis are not supposed to bow down to anybody, but I know that to bow down to Sai is the right thing to do, and even if it means breaking certain rules, that is fine. I repeat once again, please offer my salutations, prostrations, and this humble offering at Sai's feet. A month passed and Pundalik Rao decided to go to Shirdi and take Baba's darshan. Along with 4 friends, he left for Shirdi with their bags, offerings of fruits, and also the Swami's coconut. They arrived at Manmad, and as the train for Kopargaon was still to arrive, they decided to go to the stream and quench their thirst. It is said that one must not drink water on an empty stomach, so they had a snack in the form of chivda. They opened the packet and took a morsel and realized that it was way too pungent. Somebody suggested that if they break a coconut and add its pieces to the chivda, it would make the snack palatable and even delicious. Somebody noticed the coconut which was blessed by the Swami, and something strange took place. Everyone, including Pundalik Rao, forgot the importance of the coconut. In a matter of a minute, the coconut was broken and mixed in with the dry snack and consumed. How Pundalik Rao forgot the importance and sanctity of the coconut is still a mystery. Could it be in the stars that the coconut was not supposed to reach Baba? Who knows? In the train, Pundalik Rao realized the grave mistake he had committed. He was petrified of Baba's wrath and the Swami's curse. Pundalik Rao was in a jam. He knew that he could not lie to Baba. Sai was omnipresent and all-knowing. What was to be done? What Pundalik Rao did not realize was that when the Swami had prayed on the coconut and offered it to Baba, Sai had already received the message. Just as now we have wireless instruments to make calls, those who dwell in oneness communicate with each other instantly without the need for any instruments. When Pundalik Rao took Baba's darshan and prostrated at Sai's feet, Baba smiled and told him, "My brother has given you something for me, hand it to me." Pundalik Rao began to tremble with shame. He held Baba's feet and whispered, "Sai, forgive me. I have made a terrible mistake. I really have nothing to say in my defense. I do not know what came over me, but when the moment arrived, I completely blanked out and used the offering as a part of a snack. I have no words to even begin to apologize. Please forgive me. I know that I have disappointed you and even betrayed both you and the Swami. I am truly a sinner. Is there any way that I can pay for my sins?" Baba looked at the trembling man. "Why take on a responsibility if you cannot see to its logical end? If you could not protect the coconut that my brother handed to you, why did you agree to take on the responsibility? My brother had great faith in you. He gave you his love and trust, which you have broken and consumed as a snack. What is the sense of you now bringing me another coconut? You can bring me 100 coconuts, but they will not be the same as the coconut my brother handed to you, as that offering contained his love and obeisance. Anyway, let it be. All is as planned. When my brother gave you the coconut, it was according to my wish. You all consuming it had my approval too. Don't blame yourself. It was destined that when the coconut was to be broken, your mind would go completely blank. You are not the doer, but just a medium for this incident to play out. Let it be. If you lead your life knowing that you are a mere medium and not the doer, then life will become calm and serene. Always know that you are only a medium and the true action is taken by the one. The coconut was given to you as I wished for you to come and meet me sooner than you had planned. If you had not been given the coconut, your visit would have been postponed by months. That is not what I wanted. You are all my children, thus the coconut which you all consumed in reality has been consumed by me. Now be calm, as all is well. My brother's offering reached me the moment the coconut was handed over to you with love. Peace be to all. Baba, forgive us our mistakes and our sins. We are stupid and immature. Let thy mercy always envelop us. Jai Sai.